Alright, here we go. So, this match I played at my job on my lunch break, and I'm not gonna lie, this match actually took a very long time. Like, even if it looks quick on the replay, this match took a very long time. There was a lot of change that happened. There was a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Um, so I go ahead and start off with Medora and Rhino Heart, and I go into my first summon, which is going to be Kikalos by sending Sheeran right here. And then I use Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. I also grab the field spell. That'll allow me to grab the Tortoise plus the Perloreno. And then I'll go into Kikalos right here. Then I can use the field spell and I can use Kikalos. Kikalos can grab Merly. And then I can use the field spell to grab Happiness. So I go into Abyss Dweller right here, use the field spell, grab Happiness, and then I'm going to activate Kikalos to summon Merly, pitch the Kikalos, and then this will allow me to mill 8 more cards. And my goal is basically just to hit something. I ended up hitting Happiness and Merly, so then that'll give me a Rukalos. And then also I'll be able to go into something else just as long as I got it in my graveyard. But I can go into something to make the relinquished and Millennium Eyes Illusionist, or Millennium Eyes Restrict. So let's take a look at this inboard real quick and what all interactions that we have. So we have Medora in our graveyard. We also have a Exchange of Spirit in our graveyard. We also have a Keldor in our graveyard, which means that we can do a bunch of shuffles there. And then we also have a Merly on the field, which if I can get this off the field into my graveyard, I'll be able to fusion summon if this card gets popped or something like that. We also got Rukalos. Rukalos will be a special summon negate. Millennium Eyes Restrict is a monster negate, and then I can turn off my opponent's graveyard with the Abyss Dweller. I can pop a card on the field with the Perloreno, and I can trigger that card's effect with my Medora Keldo in my graveyard, as well as with my tier limit monsters in my graveyard, the fusion summon ones. Then I also have Gravekeeper's Trap on the field, which means my opponent can't activate effects anyways, even if I don't dweller them. This card already shuts their graveyard off because Exchange of Spirit is in my graveyard, so they can't special summon or even activate anything in the graveyard because of this card. Then I got Scream, which will start basically milling cards when they normal summon something, or if I normal summon something, I can send the top 3 cards of my deck to the graveyard. And it has this added effect that my opponents lose 500 attack on their side of the field. This card, my cards gain 500 attack, so this will be the difference maker in attack points. Then we also have tier limit Happiness, which means that if they activate a monster effect on the field, I can just basically mill 3 cards. So super good, especially for just milling on my opponent's turn, especially when majority of the cards left in the deck are tier limit cards. Then we also have Kelbeck, which means if they summon something onto the field, I can take that card, put it back in their hand. Also, I can use Gravekeeper's Trap to pitch this to mill 5 cards at any time on their turn. Well, it had to be during the main phase, but pretty much whenever I want to. And then we also got Maxi. So I go ahead and call GG easy, and then I activate Abyss Dweller, so then that way their graveyard is shut off. Their graveyard was already shut off. They end up grabbing a Book of Eclipse, and I just activate Maxi right here. And they're going to change all my cards to face down defense. And does that matter? Let's find out. So they go ahead and activate Fusion Destiny. I activate Gravekeeper's Trap in response to this. That pitches my Kelbeck, and what that'll do is it'll allow me to mill 5 cards, he'll go into DPE, and then I'll use the Kelbeck in my hand to send this DPE back. So this will force him to have to pop something on the field. Even though he might not be ready to pop something, it'll force him to have to choose. I know he doesn't want to target any of these cards on the field right here, so he targets my field spell. And the funny thing is that DPE is not coming back, but I'll give it back to him anyways. So then that way he can summon it again. I'll be nice. Why not? Because like I said, he is under Dweller and he's also under Gravekeeper's Trap. So DPE was not coming back regardless. So then I go these three monsters into Kaleido Heart. So if he summons a monster, basically Kaleido Heart can spin that monster back into his deck. All I have to do is just shuffle a monster back into my deck, and then it'll allow this card to activate. So then I activate Keldo right here for his Miracle Fusion, and I send all of his targets back into his deck. So then that way he has no more fusion targets there. All he has is spell and traps in his grave. And he is donezo. Does not want any more smoke. My boy was getting absolutely cooked. And I was not done. I still had plays for days. If he had cleared anything off my field, that would have allowed me to be able to activate my Havness. I still had not really done much of anything. Still hadn't even used my Kaleido Hearts effect that I had just put on the field. He still can't use his graveyard. And the more he does, the more I can do. So if he clears a space, that'll give me the ability to activate Havness. And so yeah, my opponent was pretty much donezo. So that's one of the reasons why if he had popped one of my monsters, then I could have activated the Havness. So me having a closed off field kind of helped him a little bit, but whatever. He would have had to clear my monsters eventually. If I would have flipped them all over, it would have been just GG's anyways. So yeah.